Number 8, the organized trap. Your desk is spotless, your emails are in neat folders, and your to do list is a work of art. You probably think this organization means you're on top of things, but science suggests it might be a sign of a mind that's too rigid to be creative. A mind that's so preoccupied with structure, it can't handle a new idea. Studies at the University of Groningen found that people who prefer perfectly ordered environments tend to stick to conventional, safe solutions. They're good at following instructions, but struggle with divergent thinking, the kind that creates true innovation. The brain of a highly organized person can get stuck in a rut. It loves the familiar order so much it doesn't leave room for the messy, chaotic connections where new ideas are born. Your brain is so busy sorting files that it misses the unexpected sparks that could create something truly novel. If your world is perfectly neat, your brain might be so focused on maintaining the status quo, it's not leaving room to truly think. Your perfectionism isn't a superpower, it might be a creative roadblock. Number 7, the simple joke test. You hear a joke, you laugh, and you move on. But if you only get and enjoy the most obvious, straightforward humor, it might indicate a lack of complex cognitive processing. Humor is one of the most powerful diagnostic tools for intelligence because it requires your brain to perform mental acrobatics. It's about spotting a pattern, then having that pattern subverted in an unexpected way. A study published in the journal Cognitive Processing showed that individuals who gravitate towards simple, predictable humor, like jokes with an obvious punchline, tend to score lower on tests of abstract reasoning and verbal intelligence. Your brain isn't performing the complex juggling act required to understand irony, satire, or double meanings. It's simply taking the joke at face value. It's not about being a bad person, it's about the brain's inability to see things from a different perspective and play with abstract concepts. You're laughing at the punchline, but an intelligent brain would be laughing at the clever way the punchline was set up. If a joke's meaning is spoon fed to you, you might be less likely to seek out the deeper meanings in other parts of life. Number 6, the worry free mindset. You're a naturally chill, go with the flow type of person. You never sweat the small stuff or the big stuff for that matter. While this sounds great in theory, an inability to worry might be a sign that your brain isn't fully engaging with the future. Research suggests a link between lower intelligence and an overconfidence that things will just work out. An intelligent brain is constantly running simulations of future scenarios, including potential pitfalls. It's this active analytical process that leads to a certain amount of worry or anxiety. This isn't about debilitating anxiety, but about a healthy level of concern and foresight. An unthinking brain simply reacts to what's happening now without considering the consequences of tomorrow. It lacks what psychologists call sentinel intelligence, the ability to scan for and anticipate problems. If you never worry, your brain might be failing to consider different outcomes and potential problems, leaving you unprepared for life's challenges. Number 5, the doodling problem. You sit in a meeting or a lecture, your mind wandering, unable to stay focused. While some people use doodling as a tool to focus, a persistent need to be distracted by your phone or an inability to sit still and listen might indicate a low attention span. Your brain can't tolerate a moment of mental stillness. A study from the University of London found that when people were presented with boring information, those who struggled with attention were more likely to become completely disengaged and miss key information. A brain that can't stay on a task, even a simple one, is a brain that struggles to absorb new information and make meaningful connections. It's like a car engine that constantly idles. It's using energy, but going nowhere. If you can't get your mind to focus and retain information without constant stimulation, your brain might be actively avoiding deep thinking. Number four, morning larks are more disciplined. You wake up with the sun, ready to start the day. Society praises the early bird, and this habit might be a sign of a lower cognitive capacity. A 2009 study found that morning larks tend to be more agreeable and less creative. An intelligent brain often challenges the status quo. It's a brain that looks for novel ways of doing things, and an early bedtime and early wake up call is the most conventional, traditional way of life. The most creative minds in history, like Leonardo da Vinci and Nikola Tesla, were known for their unconventional sleep patterns. When you wake up early, your mind is operating on a set, predictable schedule, which might prevent you from thinking outside the box. A mind that simply conforms to the societal norms is a mind that isn't thinking for itself. Number three, the inner monologue of a follower. When you're trying to figure something out, your inner voice isn't asking questions or exploring solutions. It's simply repeating what you've been told. Self talk is a key indicator of intelligence, but it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. A critical, non constructive inner monologue that simply parrots opinions you've heard from others can indicate a lack of independent thought. People with low intelligence often lack the ability to use their inner voice as a problem solving tool. Your brain isn't a built in super coach, it's a parrot repeating what it heard on social media or from others. Instead of exploring solutions, it's simply repeating old problems. A lack of productive self talk shows that your brain is not actively seeking to improve, learn, or solve problems. It's just listening to itself, but not in a good way. Number two, the busy trap. Your calendar is completely booked, your phone is buzzing, and you are always on. But that constant busyness might be a subtle sign that you lack the intellectual clarity to see what matters most. Being busy is often a way to avoid deep, focused thinking. A person with low intelligence can't find a shortcut because their brain is too busy doing the task the hard way. German General Kurt von Hammerstein-Eckert famously said he'd promote officers who were clever and lazy because they were destined for the highest leadership. They had the intellectual clarity to see what mattered and the laziness to find the simplest way to achieve goals. But a person who is constantly busy is a person who is constantly using their time and energy on low-value tasks. Your busyness isn't a sign of your worth, it's a sign that your brain isn't smart enough to figure out a better way. Number one, blindsided by the obvious. Your friend is acting strange, but you don't notice. You're told a joke, but you don't get the subtext. You're surprised by an outcome that everyone else saw coming. This inability to read people, situations, and patterns is a subtle but powerful sign of a low functioning mind. An intelligent brain is a detective, constantly scanning for clues that others miss. A brain with lower intelligence is easily fooled by the surface of things. It misses the hidden connections and signals that make life make sense. A low-functioning brain might believe a friend's strained smile means they are happy. An intelligent brain, on the other hand, would notice their tense posture, the way their eyes aren't smiling, and a slightly forced laugh. This isn't about intuition, it's about pattern recognition. A less intelligent brain can't piece together all the small clues to form a bigger picture, it's a brain that is easily fooled because it's not looking for the hidden truths. If you're constantly surprised by what others see coming, your brain might not be working as a detective, and that's a massive sign of low intelligence. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to see more.